The difference the right cleaning chemistry, the right tools, and a little bit of elbow grease makes to a dirty grout line is absolutely astonishing. The surprising thing is that most people don't even realise how dirty their grout has gotten until they actually venture to start cleaning it. The internet is full of horseshit grout cleaning hacks. I went ahead and tested a few of them so you don't have to, but more on that a little bit later. Giving these grout lines a proper scrub didn't just improve the grout itself, it actually brightened the entire room. After years of experimentation in my floor cleaning business, I now make up my own floor cleaning product, which is absolutely fantastic for cleaning grout and the tile itself. The recipe for that is down in the description. The pros spend thousands of euro on equipment to do this job, myself included, but you can actually do it with stuff that you can pick up on Amazon or in your local hardware. Strictly speaking, you could do it with a nail brush and a rag, but I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to do this as quickly and efficiently as possible to get the best result. And then I'm going to show you how to maintain the floor so this never happens again. There's 5 steps to this process, and the first one is thoroughly vacuuming the tile to remove any loose soil and grit. Step 2 is to spray my cleaning agent, again recipes down in the description, on the grout line in enough volume so that it's making the grout line wet. Step 3 is nice and easy. You need this to dwell for about 15 minutes on the grout line so it has time to break down the soil and permeate into the grout, allowing the agitation, which is the next step, to start breaking out the dirt. And please don't skip this step, because if you don't let it dwell, it's not going to work. Just get the right amount down onto the tile to get the grout line wet but not soaking. And one of the main reasons for doing that is because if I soak this and have too much water down and it goes under my skirting boards, it's, especially if they're MDF, it's going to warp the skirting and damage the skirting board. So as soon as I spray my mix down, I do my edge work. So where the grout brush won't actually get right up to the edge. Step 4, if you hadn't guessed it yet, is to manually start scrubbing the grout. I'm using a handheld brush to do the edges and any detail work, but I'm about to start using a grout brush on a pole, and trust me, you do not want to start doing this without having a grout brush on a pole. Realistically, this stuff needs to dwell for a few minutes, but with agitation it'll start to come clean fairly quickly. So anyway, when I do my edge work, making sure not to get moisture underneath that skirting board, even to the extent where brush your cleaning agent away from it to make sure that you don't wet the skirting, because you'll damage it and you'll absolutely hate me. Now, somebody in the comments is going to say, why don't you tape it up? The tape doesn't stop water getting in underneath it. And in my experience, you're going around taping for the water to hit it and actually stay in it longer and marinate against the skirting rather than just evaporate off. So I then get my grout brush and I like to do north-south and then east-west. I'm doing 1 to 2 square meters at a time, so now when I get here, I'm not actually standing and slipping around in the stuff that I'm trying to clean. And when you get to the edge of the skirting, put it up to the skirting board, into the grout line, use your body weight and draw it back so you're not driving water underneath the skirting board. Okay. Up to the skirting board and drag with body weight on it. Rightio. So now I have 2 options here. I can get a rag mop and mop this up, but actually my preferred option is to get a wet vac and just soak up the slurry, because it's more thorough and in the long run it's quicker. Step 5 then is cleanup, and yes, we have options. It depends how quick you want it to be. You could use a rag mop, a flat mop, or the wet vac. It's much faster, much more convenient, and it's a little bit more thorough. But I'm not just cleaning my own floors, I do this for a living. So I've got a machine that sprays, scrubs and vacuums everything up in one go. Not strictly necessary, but very, very nice. The internet is full of grout cleaning hacks, most of which are less than helpful, so I tried 3 of them to see what results I would get. First up is our oven cleaner. At pH 13, it's extremely alkaline, a little bit like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut, and it's designed for removing carbon and burnt on food from oven doors. Next up, I tried 10% bleach in water solution. Bleach, by the way, isn't actually a cleaner, it's an oxidizer, so why this is said to work, I have no idea. Last up, I tried baking soda and peroxide, so let's see how they fared. The baking soda and peroxide was shite. This isn't a surprise to me, baking soda is not a cleaning agent and peroxide is an oxidizer. Again, not a cleaning agent. This one was actually the worst, but how about the bleach? Again, bleach is not a cleaner per se, it's an oxidizer. It will have a cleaning function in terms of whitening organic matter, but it's not a soap. Because of its higher pH, it did better than the baking soda and peroxide. Last up then is our oven cleaner. This actually worked the best, but I tend not to roast my marshmallows with a flamethrower, and my homemade cleaner did just about the same job for about 1% of the cost. Okay, so you've come in, I'm holding the wrong mop. You've come in, you've gotten on your hands and knees, you've scrubbed all of your grout, you've mopped it up, you've vacked it up, you've wiped it up. What next? Because if you then go grabbing your rag mop and buttering dirt and detergent and dirty water back into your grout lines, after a couple of weeks the grout lines are going to start looking dirty again, and you're going to think this has been a complete waste of time. So the solution to that for floor maintenance, I have a grout brush, a microfiber and a rag mop. A rag mop, by the way, still has its purpose. If you've got pets, kids, spills, muddy paws, give them a wipe with a damp rag mop and into the bucket to remove those from the floor. But for general maintenance, you need to use a microfiber flat mop. Okay, so microfiber flat mops are really, really simple to use. I like to clean a floor like this with just water, and the method is so simple. Get yourself a spray bottle, prime it. So pumped spray bottle, spray the equivalent of about a teaspoon of water onto the floor. Drop your flat mop. I just realised I'm kind of raising my voice because I'm used to the mic being on the camera, but I actually have a lapel mic now, so I don't need to shout at you. Anyway, okay. So I'm doing this the wrong way. Spray here and work your way backwards out of the soil in an S pattern with the mop. One flat mop on a relatively clean floor for just a maintenance clean should do half this room. So you only need 2 mops. That not only takes 20 seconds, but also that floor I can already see is drying out already across the tiles. So the tile is going to be dry and not slippy to walk on. That then goes into your washing machine or into your kitchen sink to be washed. And you get your next one. Spray the floor, wipe it down. That then goes to be laundered. That gives you a clean and dry floor in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes for a floor of this size. It's so much easier than a rag mop. Rag mops are just faff, right? So maintaining a tile floor then. Rag mop has its purpose. Get rid of your soaps unless they're really needed. That's for wooden floor, tile floor, painted floor, any floor realistically. And that goes for your kitchen, your bathroom, wherever. So get rid of your soaps unless they're required. So water is fine. Switch over to your flat mop because it's going to remove the dirt from the floor into the mop head, and the mop head's going to be washed. Have a grout brush that you can give your grout lines a quick rub, and then a wipe with your rag mop or your flat mop, and you will never, I promise you, have filthy grout lines again.